entry, as usual, I would say at this level, it is going to be 27.1% of attempts coming from the Opper, Mertz, and actually the best rating on the squad in that category is 1.16. So that's very solid. Support-wise, it is Bubble, the IGL, 0.77 flashes thrown per round, which is the highest.
Yep, and we're going to get into the first map
Oh
of
my
this
goodness.
series. It is ancient, and you know what? I can't wait for this, and I'm glad we're getting in pretty quickly. BetBoom, as I said, I had a chance to catch up with them in the Open Qualifier, and we do start on Ancient, and that is going to be the pick of Victory Zigzag. They do like Ancient, and we're going to see if that can show up once again in this opening map of the series.
Yeah, I've just been blathering on about stats here, Trav, and they're already ready to go. But yeah, speaking of Ancient, I got more stats. All 4 matches played for them on Ancient have been in the IEM qualifiers, some in the open, some in the close. But here we go into the action. Mup's going to get one. Danis going to get a couple right on back with those dualies. So work their way into the pistol round meta. And now Mertz finds the immediate trade. 3v3 as the bomb goes down.
Yeah, there's a chance to recover this one. Siren, Zorte, and Chiron. Chiron's actually up quite a long way, and Zorte's biding his time, waiting for that big flank to come through. Mertz finds him, though, beautifully. That's a lovely little tight angle. That's 2 now for Mertz, and Groovy shows up as well. It leaves Siren in an impossible situation. 1 kill would be nice. Does he check his corner? He does not. And Bubble starts off a map as the most experienced player in HLTV history with a kill in the first round.
Nicely done, Mr. Bubble. 1-0 in favor of Victory Zigzag. And yeah, like I was saying, on Ancient, 3-1 since their inception, and all 4 matches played right here. IEM Sydney qualifiers. They won against Big and 9 Pandas, 16-14, and then 1 win, 16-12. The loss was against 9 though, and that one was rough. 4-16, Travis.
Yeah, but at the same time, even though 9, historically, I think Hades has tweeted about it multiple times, he doesn't like Ancient at all. I think, to be fair, they've put a lot of work on it. And yeah, they were always one of the favourites against Victory Zigzag, and they're going to be the underdogs in general for every single game they play, probably Victory Zigzag, which is why the game against 1 win was particularly impressive for them. And they do get their Ancient, as we said. So that is something to work with. Unfortunately, if we're going to take a little bit more of a chat about the veto while we can in the early stages of this round, Overpass is BetBoom's pick as map 2, and they are unbeaten on that as a new roster.
Yeah, it's looking great for them. 6-0. Plus 46 round differential on Overpass. It's insane. And throughout the IEM Sydney qualifiers, open and closed, they have won, I think, every single one, but against Apex, OG, Into the Breach, and Eclot. I mean, just Apex and OG, 16-7, and I think it was 16-2 win against OG. I mean, these are some crazy numbers.
Yeah, it just shows you why I'm so excited, actually, about this team. And we're going to see, maybe if we're going to see more of them today. If they win, we'll get to do them a second time as well, because they're going to be in that lower bracket final against either one of OG or NIP. Victory Zigzag should not be messed with. We're now about to execute in toward the B-bomb site. Pistols to face. Natalie's in the cubby. Does he get checked? He most certainly does. Mupz runs him down. Now Danis has to stand tall. He does with 2, impressively so. And Chiron's looking for something. Oh, that's a nice one. He keeps the round alive, actually. Groovy trades it in the end, but now Siren and Zorte. Siren's creeping forward. He finds the 1 and puts it into a 1v1. Bubble versus Zorte. Bubble with all that experience, of course, now can play time. And does he go for the round-the-world rotation? He might. Zorte, of course, will know that there's a kit being in play. Very unlikely. So Bubble can afford to play time here.
Bubble, waiting patiently. Wants to see what Zorte is going to do. Zorte with the Galil. Now, there we go. He's got the audio cue that the bomb might be being defused. It's not. And I think even if he gets the frag, well, it doesn't matter. Bubble will take care of business. 2 kills on the round and 2-0 in favor of Victory Zigzag. But I don't think they can feel too comfortable with that round victory because BetBoom got 4 frags with the forced up pistols. So that means that Victory Zigzag will have to heavily reinvest in this round. The good news for them is that BetBoom will not be bringing much to bear for this. It's still some Deagle upgrades, 3 Deagles, and I think that 4, and a P250. Outside of that, no util, no body armor. Of course, the last map of play here, if we need it, if we go to map number 3, is going to be Mirage. So I think that one probably pretty balanced overall, right?
Yeah. I would say so. I think if we actually do get to a third map decider, then there's a pretty good shot that could be hard to predict because between Zigzag, like I said, they had a few instances of playing it. It's very hard to predict in general. A new team, but oh my goodness, the Deagle still might be enough. Who knows? This is what I spoke about the talent on this team. danistzz with his Deagle, he's up to 5 kills already in this game. And, oh, there we go. Chiron takes down Bubble as well. What are you supposed to do about that? propleh at least find one, but the Deagles are just so strong on these players. And they do have a 4v3 with mupzg tagged down to 38 as well. Finally, they get a bit of respite as nafany gets caught by Groovy, but danistzz is in a good position once again. He is repositioned from the B site itself in toward Jaguar. And just does this get hard checked? propleh looks like he wants to look for it. He's got Groovy in support, looking left and right, and that is the good check you need to see.
That's a fantastic clear coming through from Victory Zigzag. Now Chiron hits the 1-dig again. propleh goes down. Chiron's looking for more. Lining it up, but not knocking him down. mupzg is actually going to take care of that. Peppering Chiron with AK bullets. Siren, excuse me, is the last one standing. Oh, he's got one for free. mupzg goes down. That's an upgrade to an AK-47. And Siren going for the 1v1 now. The clutch victory potentially. And yes! Siren pulls it off. Groovy goes down. And that will mean the first round for BetBoom comes through on one where they only invested into upgraded pistols.
Yeah, not even any of the Kevlar either. That just shows you the ability that these guys have. I talked it up and they delivered. And Siren actually got, I wouldn't say fortunate because he shoulder picked that angle correctly, but he got that information of exactly where his opponent was, Groovy. And then, even though he didn't have that armor, he decided, okay, well, I've got no choice here. If I'm going to win the round, I just have to wide swing and hit a headshot. He couldn't play time, couldn't try and play smart, so he did exactly that. And Siren, as I said, watching these guys in the open qualifier, the eye test of Siren, zorte, Chiron, even danistzz as well, even though he might be more of an unknown factor of this lot. They just look so clean and so precise, and we're seeing that with the Deagles early on. And Victory Zigzag, while they are winning rounds and they're getting progress into these opening picks and these sites, the problem is that these aren't really very clean. And look at this reface outside Jaguar. nafany, danistzz with 2. Bomb dropped in the open. That was a nice opening pick by mertz on that hero AK, but that is all they're going to get.
Yeah, honestly, it was a nice opener from mertz, who thought, okay, here's something for Victory Zigzag. The problem is only pistols and some nice aggression out of Jaguar to ensure that they couldn't really take many steps forward past those double doors towards the B site. So, tied up at 2-2, and talking a little bit about Mirage, again, if we get there, Victory Zigzag 2-1 on the map, pretty solid in terms of their performances so far, but it's 3-1 for BetBoom, and we've seen and mentioned the talent on this roster. And on a map like Mirage, where it can be very puggy, even though I would say if we get there, right, it will be a very even affair, I would still lean towards BetBoom.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with you on that one. I think I'm on board with you at BetBoom just taking the entire series purely on, I feel like, talent alone. And don't get me wrong, that's not me saying that Victory Zigzag aren't talented. I'm just saying that all these BetBoom players have S-tier experience and recent S-tier experience. Bubble, while he has had some, obviously, the most experienced player in HLTV history, I've already mentioned that a few times throughout the series, as he overtook Taz with most maps played. Of course, when it comes to LAN experience, there's few and far between. I would say maybe mertz has the most LAN experience alongside Bubble. So, yeah, it's completely different when it comes to that. Siren, so many years on Spirit, of course.
Yeah.
Some great results there. zorte on 4s has been doing some great stuff on 4s before he moved on. Again, in the early stages of round 5 buy round. They're going to go into a B again. The trades are decent. They might get a bomb plant, but mupzg tries to peek the AWP. And if you peek the AWP, that's not going to work for you. It's all down to mertz. He's stuck. He gets 1, but he's down to 20 HP. And Chiron will run him down.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got the bomb plant out of that, although, you know, it was a full investment that BetBoom took care of pretty handily. mupzg tried to peek the op, like you said, not the best of ideas, even though zorte hadn't found a frag yet. There's his first with the big green, and BetBoom, they also find their 3rd round victory and take a 1-round lead over Victory Zigzag. But yeah, zorte obviously didn't have the op up until that point because of how the rounds were going, but good to see him finally get a chance to find his rhythm. I'll run Victory Zigzag. Money-wise, yeah, they're just going to go for some upgraded pistols and body armor for 3-4 players.
Yeah, I think just going by the first few opening rounds alone as well, it kind of has the feeling that Victory Zigzag might be a little bit disconnected in some of their plays, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, they won the first 2 rounds, but they weren't clean, right? And that's what worried me slightly, especially when they go into gun rounds. Sure, ideas change, strategies change, defaults change, but occasionally, sometimes it can give you an idea of how it will look in the future. But that's a nice shot from Bubble. Maybe some answering back with those deagles we saw before from Chiron. He's now out of the round thanks to a lovely shot from the Bulgarian veteran IGL. And now Nafany and Siren playing off of each other in Donut. There are going to be 3 players coming their way here. This could be difficult to hold. Depends on timing of the peak. And yeah, exactly. Every angle is held beautifully. Wow. Now it's all Zorte. He gets caught immediately. And danistzz is wondering, what the hell? Where's my teammates gone?
I mean, yeah, danistzz has the clutch of 1v4 now, and some rifles been picked up on the Victory side. Groovy is going to go down, but here's the flank. Bubble, perfect timing. No, oh, Bubble, no! Bubble, you had all the time in the world. He can't get the frag, but luckily for him, mupzg comes through and takes care of danistzz. Honestly, if they lose that round, Bubble's going to be kicking himself, but they don't. All is well, and Victory Zigzag have taken an eco of their own against BetBoom. So we're all even now in that regard, and also even in the scoreline at 3.
Yep, that was a great round from Bubble, if we ignore the last moments. He did still get 2 kills, which are really important to the outcome of that. So we'll ignore the whiff. Didn't get a reload in, only had those 2 bullets. If he had that third, he would have probably connected it and got the kill. But as you say, in the end, they had a double flank on it too, with mupzg pushing through. So yeah, they were safe. That's a great round to win. That's now kind of, I guess it's fair to say, 1-1 and 3-3. 1-1 in terms of the low by victories and 3-3 on the scoreline. So it's a fair start to this one.
Absolutely. Chiron standing around the edge of a Molotov. Got tagged for a little bit of damage, but he's not too worse for there. Now he might be. The nade connects for a little bit more. And he says, you know what? I don't like this spot that much anymore. Nafany, you go ahead and take that space. Nafany's going to be watching. In fact, a bit of a crossfire set up. They're waiting for the push to come through. Bubble's thinking about it. And Zorte's watching from Donut. Oh, he could catch Bubble off if he decides to double back here and they don't throw any type of utility. A flashbang or a smoke even. Bubble, aware of the possibility here as well. So he's very much standing his ground on those stairs.
Yeah, he is, yeah. I mean, it's a common strat on Ancient to go up toward Red Room and try and put pressure and make the CT side worry about flanks to either bomb site. And yeah, he's just standing his ground at the moment, patiently, still in that position, and finally he's made it through. So he'll be calling to his teammates that I have made it through into Red Room, and I can go and flank either site here and possibly catch a kill on a rotation. So it's up to Victory Zigzag to choose the correct site. I think they're going to be choosing B, John.
Yes, indeed. danistzz is going to try and engage here to defend, and he does find mupzg with the headshot from the A1S. But it looks like the site's going to get taken anyway. So bomb being planted. Bomb goes down. Chiron through the smoke, spamming away. Takes down mertz. Bubble trade. Nafany and Siren frags, and Nafany the last one. Chaotic there. Lots of fast frags, but BetBoom comes out on top in a big way. 3 players left standing. They will get the defusal, and they take the lead once more. Thing is, for Victory Zigzag, of course, they will have enough money with that bomb plant to reinvest into this round, so hope is not yet lost, and no one has been broken yet in this map.
Nope. Yeah, mertz can absolutely buy up the AWP again with 7.1 in the bank. So all good in the hood for Victory Zigzag. Still, that was a tough round to win in the end. I mean, as soon as Chiron got that kill through the smoke, then Nafany played smoke fade on the right-hand side there and just basically had 2 freebies. They weren't expecting another player basically in the same position trying to play sneaky around that smoke. So you can't be playing smoke fade on CS2. That's completely changed, of course, in the CSGO. Sitting in the smoke can sometimes work out for you.
Yeah, I just think the smoke changes are the best thing about CS2 for me personally. Yeah. Not only casting, but playing too.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, it's going to be, I should say it was the other way around. Not only playing, but casting too, because you get to appreciate, you know, that if you do get a frag, it's not because of some glitch or anything. It's because you did a good job maneuvering it. Bubble is going to get the AK frag on Nafany. Not saying doesn't have a CSGO, but anyways, we'll get back to that another time. Mertz finds another one. It's a fantastic start for victory. Zigzag, but zorte gets one. Throws the Molotov. Doesn't realize there's already someone on ramp. And he's down to 3 HP. Oh! Hits a no-scope on Bubble with 3 HP. Oh, my goodness. Oh, if Chiron manages to get the trade there and we have a 2v2, it's all thanks to no-scope. But Siren now has a 1v3 on his hands, Travis.
Yeah, and it's very difficult. While he may have a kit, he's got 3 players to fight, and the bomb will now go down. At least he's got time because he's already here with that bomb going down. And this is where Nafany was last round and got 2 kills, basically for free. How far can Siren get up before getting spotted? Propleh will be holding the line, but no. He ducks underneath the spray. And that's a good fourth for victory Zigzag. And of course, when these rounds do go back and forth like this, usually it hurts the CT economy more. As you can see, they're broken. So victory Zigzag now have a possible path to get into a lead on T Ancient. Not as CT-sided, of course, as it once was, this map, with the CT spawn being pushed further back. And maybe the, of course, the few other changes are added as well, like the bomb radius slightly increased, more damage done. But yeah, I think it's a good start of victory Zigzag. To stay even, stay in touch. And we're looking forward to seeing exactly where BetBoom will go with this round, because the only really real threat they have, other than the Deagle on Zorte and danistzz, is the Zeus on Chiron. And he's in the right position for a Zeus, but victory Zigzag have been very, very good at clearing all these tight lines in Jaguar and in Cave in this game so far.
Chiron. He's got the Zeus, like you mentioned. Victory Zigzag very methodical in the way they've approached Jaguar. So Chiron probably won't catch them off guard. Already eats a nade to go down to 47. He's still waiting. Says, you know what? I'm not going to be deterred. I hope I can have some success here and get an AK out of the hands of Bubble, who will be walking up here. Oh, Bubble's waiting. Yeah, Chiron realizes I got to take the initiative, but it doesn't work out. So it will be a 5v3 as there's another frag as well.
He's hoping that the timing's worked out where Bubble is like just cleared everything for what was it, like 25 seconds? He knows he's there. And he's just hoping that he's close enough to go for that, but not to be. That nade could have even like killed him in one fell swoop there, because if that connected with the full damage and had, I think, body impact too, may have just, with obviously with no armor, could have easily just taken him down. HE alone. Oh, a few pistols here. Good damage from danistzz, but mertz peek first. The rifles can do the job for him. Groovy and mupzg gets the first couple of kills. Now Zorte with the Deagle. From the previous round was sick, and that's a sick one Deagle as well. But he's got 4 more to find, which is incredibly unlikely. And that is a switch and a half toward Bubble. Goodness me. Bubble's had a few chances to get 3 kills in the side of this game, and he's been kind of punished for it. That's twice now. But he's still the top fragger on his team. So he's having a great start. And so our victory Zigzag, 5-4.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, everyone's kind of fragging pretty well in victory Zigzag so far. But yeah, Zorte, I was gonna joke and say, oh, maybe he gets the Deagle ace here and clutches it out, and he almost got 3. Like, it looked like the third one was lined up. He just didn't have time to pull the trigger, and well, that was the end of his attempt at a miracle. Victory Zigzag. They want to make an attempt at getting a 2-round lead here, but Chiron has other plans. danistzz supporting him, gets another from propleh right on back. Gets the 2K, evens out the numbers. That could have been a huge advantage for BetBoom. The problem is it committed both players past Jaguar, and as a result, they didn't get a chance to get back into cover. Groovy also takes down Zorte. Siren's got a flank, though. He's going to have some trigger discipline and waits to see if anyone else is there. Well done from Siren, but his teammate Nafany goes down on the other side. So he's the Lone Ranger up against both propleh and Bubble. Going to try and throw this Molotov on the bomb planter, so it does damage. He gets the headshot, but can't clutch it out this time. propleh trades him 3K for propleh and a 2-round lead for victory Zigzag.
That is actually a really impressive round from propleh. I really love the choice there from BetBoom. They just literally no holds barred into Jaguar. They're literally straight in, 2 out on the outskirts within the first, basically it felt like the first few seconds of the round.
Yes.
And you could tell victory Zigzag were not ready for that. But propleh, in his default position, thankfully, had the line to take down both of them as they went ever deeper. And then Siren in that 1v2, I really thought he had that, because that first kill was clean, and the Molotov that he threw was actually burning propleh down very, very low. I think down to like 37. toward the last few ebbs of that. And yeah, I thought that was either going to, one, kill him entirely, or two, put him too low. So Siren had an easy kill, but in the end, propleh was the man. And Victory Zigzag will grab a 2-round lead from that, and probably will make it 3 as well, unless BetBoom hits some tasty 1-digs like we saw earlier.
They're certainly good for it. Didn't even have the body armor the last time they did it. This time, Siren and danistzz do have body armor. We'll see if it makes a difference. danistzz waiting here in cave. mupzg patient as always, as Victory Zigzag has been from this angle. There's the nade. Clear on the corner. Zorte gets the first. Now danistzz comes around the corner for the second. That is the bomb on the ground as well. This is so scary for Victory Zigzag, Travis.
Yeah, it's happening again. The pistols showing up. The 5.7 from such close range. We know it's a one-hit headshot. It's too overpowered, man. Come on. Nerf that in CS2, Valve. You know you want to. 4v3 for BetBoom. 2 AKs recovered thanks to that. But of course, the AKs are on 2 players without armor. But what? That might not matter one jot. Chiron hits another dirty headshot. Goodness gracious me. And now it's propleh and Groovy last alive. Now, Groovy's in a superb position here. He's got complete control of CT spawn, and there are players running his way without checking it. And he could have played Trigger Discipline against Groovy, though, and that's an error against Siren. I really felt like he could have maybe held that trigger a little bit longer, and propleh now has to clutch once again. It was a 1v1 completion last time. This time it's a 1v3. And it's against Zorte and Chiron as well. At least he's got the bomb down. But now down to 39 HP, this might be too rough for him. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Chiron gonna take him down. Another eco-round victory for BetBoom. So now they're up 2-1 in that stat. But, it's a 5th round that they'd pick up. And, I mean, it was a chance for Victory Zigzag to get up by 3. But those deagles are just too strong. Not to mention the 5.7 coming up from Chiron. And they kept hitting their shot. One after the other. I think it was in CT spawn where Victory Zigzag. I do agree with you. Who was the player again? Was it mertz, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah, he was standing around there and he got the first one, but then he was thinking about swapping util or just I'm not even sure what was going on in his mind. He could have stuck with the AK.
Oh, that was Groovy in spawn. Sorry, Groovy.
Yes, Groovy. Sorry, thank you. He could have just stood his ground and kept the rifle out. Instead, he swaps around and gets a little lost in his own head, and as a result. He goes down and
exactly. If he kept his gun out and got the second, it could have been a completely different scenario. Like I understand his thought process, but
yeah,
in that situation, I think he heard a few players stomping around too. So I feel like you have to sort of stand your ground with gun out in that scenario. Propleh again gets an opening, but danistzz and Siren again do great work. And they at least go there 1-for-1 in Jaguar, but now Nafany, do they check him? Surely they don't expect another player in this position, and they do not. Nafany takes him out. mertz down again. And now it's Groovy and Bubble to try and recover this situation. 2v3, and now just a 1v3, as Groovy will go down as well. Bubble had a good game so far, and he will catch Nafany in the side. IGL on IGL action there. Problem is, he can't plant immediately because the bomb is not on his back. He has to go back to T-spawn for it. And Molotov Shore has forced both Siren and Zorte over to this side of the map. With the bomb being where it is, that means Bubble can go for the full rotation to the opposite bomb site and probably get it down on A for free. But when did they consider it? I think they're starting to consider it right now because it's very quiet over toward B. Now Zorte could be here on time.
Yeah, but they don't know where he's gotten to, right? You see Zorte looking around towards mid. Now the bomb getting planted. They're definitely going to hear that. And now the rotation will come through back into the A site. 2v1. Favor of BetBoom, and man, Bubble is just trying to play the 300 IQ game for this entire round. He's going all the way around the world into CT. They have to clear him out. They're tapping the bomb. He has time because they're so unsure as to where he might be. He could win this round. Here comes Bubble on the flank from CT. Bomb is being defused, but it's a 10-second defuse. They don't have the kit. He's going to get one. Swing around the corner. There's the second. Oh my goodness. Brilliantly played by Bubble.
That was absolutely textbook stuff from Bubble. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That could not have been better. fact they had no defuse kit as well. Almost got caught out by the time. But in the end, it's way too good.
If only they had the kit, it would have been done, right?
I know.
A game of ifs sometimes.
That is just a perfect big flank as well. I mean, obviously he's not to know they don't have a kit. He has to gamble on that fact, right? He has no information about whether they have a kit or not. It's just that's the fact that, in the end, loses BetBoom the round and lets Bubble play it to perfection.
All those years of experience for Bubble paying off there. What a decision. Under pressure as well.
This is awkward for Zorte. He's about to get smoked off. That head may have been spotted, but not anymore. Now Nafany could be about to get swung by a few of these players. Deagle and Mac 10, of course, with these two AKs. Certainly the advantage, and Zorte's going more aggressive for it. That's a good reaction from Nafany as well. 5 HP to spare. Lucky to get over the life. mupzg will get that one. They are aware of danistzz in that position too. But now it's a 2v4. Oh, okay. Iron coming on the flank has been heard by mupzg. It's fine, but in comes danistzz. Completely runs down mertz. No bomb plant for you, my friend. He's in a clutch. He's in the open, and he can't even get the one. Zorte swings for it. And that's now one round the gap once again between these two.
Well, I mean, it's just a shame for Victory Zigzag after such a fantastic play from Bubble, and they fall flat going towards the B site. Shut down pretty handily by BetBoom. I like the push there with the MP9 to deny the bomb plant as well, so the economy doesn't get as healthy as perhaps Victory Zigzag would like. And now they're back on an eco. Maybe going to try and exact revenge against BetBoom for that previous one that they were able to pull off, but it'll be a little more difficult because propleh and mupzg are the only ones with upgraded pistols. They got the deagles. Everyone else, Glocks only. No util, no body armor. And they're going to try to... I split it across the map, which is surprising. I thought they would stick together, but no. They've got a 1-2-2 setup here. And Nafany's already going to spot out mupzg with the A1S. He's looking for the following fight, but wants to be careful. Siren, in the meantime, on the other side, takes down Groovy. And yeah, I mean, Victory Zigzag are really spread out now.
They are, and they'll most likely lose this round and mean that we're back even at 7 rounds apiece again. But I think 7 rounds in general for Victory Zigzag on T side, I think they'll be pretty content with that overall. Sets them up nicely for CT side. We don't know exactly, of course, how that's going to work out for them just yet, but we know from their previous history of playing this map against good teams, they can upset and they can prove to be tough to face. And we've seen it with multiple teams recently, of course, as well. Zorte got 2 with the USP there, nicely done. We've seen it with multiple teams, of course, in the past. I mean, I think Copenhagen Flames really were one of the main ones to adopt Ancient and managed to upset some of the big boys at some of those majors, of course. The old Copenhagen Flames with the Hooksy, Yabi, Nikodos, Roy roster. And obviously we've seen that very much with 9 recently, using Vertigo to great effect to be their map in their pocket that they can pull out in big events. And 9, of course, are in this bracket. They're going to be in the upper bracket final to once again perhaps qualify for a big tournament. They've just qualified for everything this year, and if they can manage it again, I will continue to be so impressed, and maybe even still give them that title of best tier 2 team of the year without a doubt. Last round of the half coming in, John, and the nade's already shown up with 1. mupzg, oh my goodness, the spray transfer connects a headshot randomly onto Chiron, but now it's back into a 3v3.
I mean, that was a mortar strike from Zorte coming through as he gets one. 3v3 evened out, back and forth we go, but the bomb site has been taken by Victory Zigzag. So BetBoom are on the retake, have to go for it, of course, because we are in the final round of play in this first half. Op out for Zorte. He's looking for targets. They're taking their time. They have the kits this time. And they want to be methodical about their approach. Victory Zigzag so very passive here, Travis.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. They've got a smoke, of course, available for that. They're not even going to put it onto the bomb. They're going to use it on long instead, which is kind of a curious decision. Nafany will get that kill onto Groovy, and now he's trying to hold the bomb while looking away, and that's not going to work for him. mertz shows up with a clean headshot to finish off the half, and that is Victory Zigzag up 8-7. We'll see how Ancient transpires after a quick break.
That is you. My head is spinning round. Oh, I hear now.
And we're back for the second half. Victory Zigzag versus BetBoom. Great first half of Victory Zigzag. They'll be happy with that one-round lead going into CT side. What can BetBoom do on their T side? They have arguably the more firepower. We discussed that earlier, of course. But Victory Zigzag have been very good early doors. Here comes a pistol, and here comes Ruby.
Ruby going to get only one with the dualies. Thought he might have a second on his hands, but Nafany ensures that it's isolated. 4v4. Mups. And from Catacombs, holding a good angle, but he misses the opportunity to get the headshot. He was the one with the advantage. Now it appears though BetBoom are not going to waste this opportunity. Siren and Dennis are clinical. 8-8 all tied up.
Yeah, that was kind of sick, actually. I mean, we see rifle after plants, gun round after plants, of course. Usually you play crossfires, long, donut, maybe a player behind the box on the far left of the, or far right, sorry, as the CTs would look, on the retake. But when you've got the pistols, jumping around like that, going aggressive and just overwhelming them close range is often the way to go, and they most certainly did that time. That was impossible for Victory Zigzag to fight back, especially as that first miss came through. Should have been a kill really in the side, but of course I believe that was a play without Kevlar, so as soon as he took a few shots to the body, he was a dead man. BetBoom could take the pistol nicely. They need to overcome this force buy. If they do overcome the force buy, they have a clean path to possibly double digits, but there are 2 scouts and 3 deagles in action, and that scout-deagle combination, we all know how powerful that can be.
Do indeed. Oh, going to get overloaded probably here. Yeah, there it is. Nafany with the MAC-10. Bubble backs off towards long B, and he gets naded and flashed. Mertz managing to get a frag onto Nafany, but Siren gets the immediate trade through the smoke and all. And now the bomb's almost certainly going to go down. Mups is trying to make it as difficult as possible for that to happen with the deagle spam. Now Bubble standing in the Molotov almost gets a tag actually on Danis, but doesn't know it. And they fall off as a result.
Yeah, that was, I believe that was just a random no-scope through the smoke there from Bubble that connected onto Danis. To put him down to 11 HP, but yeah, a tag but no frag, as the saying goes. And they're going to have to save the deagle and the double scout. It's the correct decision, because it'll be all they'll have in the next round, of course. Boring decision, but correct. And BetBoom will take that 9-8 lead. The map's almost catching a player falling back there, but not to be. And BetBoom will keep all 3 of their Galils and their 1 AK alive safely, so that is good for the future of this T side as well.
It's always crazy to me, the bomb radius on Ancient.
Yeah, Dennis took damage, right? Even though he was so far away.
Yeah, they really wanted to make sure that you're not able to stay in these bomb sites on this map anymore, which I don't mind, you know, because it is a bomb exploding. So
indeed. We saw it on Inferno too, right? They changed it on Inferno as well.
Yeah.
Probably trying something to try and stop T's from building up so much money by saving the bomb down, right?
Exactly that. Exactly. You shouldn't be able to stand right next to it and be able to save, but you still can on Inferno. Just the bomb has to go further back on the site.
Yeah, and you still can on Vertigo too, right? By standing like the edge of the building as well, like on A side.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Maybe there's still
so much health saving that.
Some tweaking to be done. But Danis is going to get a couple of frags here onto Mertz and Bubble. That is, of course, Victory Zigzag still on very light buys. Nafany pulls out the dualies even and says, hello, propleh. I'm going to take this B site. And that's going to be that.
Nafany no holds barred there. In the dualies, very nice. And yeah, of course, remember we had a little bit of a quick discussion about it. Well done, Zorte gets takes a tag, but he'll be fine. But yeah, we had a quick discussion about it. About Nafany and like what we really thought about his Cloud9 run, of course. And I think it's fair to say that maybe overall the criticism was quite a little bit much, but the fact that it was much was because of one reason and one reason alone. They had Shiro and Axile, 2 of the best players from the year, and they did not have much to show for it at all. And that sometimes now then can come down to, okay, look at the other pieces of the team. What's the biggest underperforming factor? And obviously, the eye test did say the IGL could be the problem. But yeah, I think I'm really happy to see him on a new project very quickly and getting success in a very difficult open/close qualifier very quickly too.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like an IGL on that team when he was interviewed because
Shiro helped a lot with it.
What's that?
Shiro helped a lot with it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and not only that, he said that when he was trying to tell his teammates what to do, or Shiro in particular, they didn't really listen. Okay, propleh and bubble are going to get the opening frags here. We'll get back to that point in just a little bit because Victory Zigzag have come back with the
Wow.
rifles and exploded for 3 frags. Nafany and Siren still standing though, and they're trying to move into this B site, which wouldn't be a bad idea because there's literally no one on the site proper. Victory Zigzag going more passive here at short and long B.
I mean, there's a glimmer of hope here. Only 2 players on the site itself. If they can get some free fires like that, there's a chance.
Oh.
But unfortunately, after Nafany gets that opening kill, he takes a lot of damage, and now Siren, they probably want to be alive in that situation to give Nafany a chance, has now gone down as well. If Nafany can get the bomb plant, that would be nice, or one more kill at least. Try a tap, but no, Gruby was already close range in toward cave and takes him down. But yeah, I think when you have the pieces that Nafany did and you didn't win as many events as you probably should have, that's when the criticism can really come. But
agreed.
Yeah, I do agree that he maybe got a little bit too much at the end.
Yeah, and I think there were just obviously the egos that got in the way as well, and he couldn't really assert that kind of leadership that he wanted to. But
maybe
we can also say that falls on him, because perhaps he should have been that assertive leader and said, no, we're not going to stand for this, guys. We're going to lose if we don't go by the book here that we've actually built up. So, you know, it goes both ways. It's a bad situation, I think, for everyone involved because the results weren't there that they necessarily felt they should have had. And now, well, they part ways, and Nafany's going to try it somewhere else.
Yeah, I do feel a slight affliction toward Nafany as well, to be honest. I mean, when I watched him, of course, bring up that squad through Gambit Youngsters, one of the first few teams I ever casted in a pretty decent qualifier, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I always remember that, and just, of course, with Supra at the very beginning of that, before they moved on to Hobbit, and that really bolstered the team. Of course, then transferred from Gambit Youngsters into the main Gambit team, and of course now eventually to Cloud9. Of course, I'm glad they've kept Hobbit, but I think of the two, if you're going to pick between keeping Hobbit or Nafany, I think they've obviously chosen the right player.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I'm so excited to see Nafany on a project like this. But anyway, damage has been done in this round, significant damage too. Can Victory Zigzag translate it into an equalizing round?
Fire on, gonna take down Gruby here with a nice little headshot. BetBoom taking the site, lots of damage on the way there though. As speaking of damage, bubbles down to 12 as both teams continue peppering each other with rounds through the smoke. But here comes Kyron on the flank. He gets 3. Mertz, the last one standing. Kyron wants the ace, but Nafany says, no, I don't want your ego getting too big either. And he's gonna go take down Mertz. 11-9 in favor of BetBoom. What a play by Kyron though.
What a round for Chiron. What a sick quad that was. And yeah, the fact that he got that first kill in that little lurk in mid, right? He was just hiding under the box in mid, underneath the window for all that time. Waits for the timing of the round as maybe they make more noise outside B. He grabs it and then decides, no, I'm not going to go back through Jaguar or through B long with my team. I'm going to lurk through mid and through Red Room. And that Red Room lurk worked to absolute perfection. Almost hit the perfect full 3-man spray down for the ace, which would have been glorious, but doesn't matter. It won them the round anyway, and it won them the round comfortably. Look what that's done to the economy already. Bolstered.
Yeah, just phenomenal. Honestly, great work from Chiron. And now, BetBoom trying to extend their lead to 3, and what a better opportunity than this. 4 Deagles and the CZ. 3 players have armor, and Mertz gets the opener. Is an eco going to come through once more? Has been somewhat the story in this match. Zorte gets a couple to settle things down, though. And now the A site's been cleared out. We'll need a rotation from Victory Zigzag, and you see Bubble, he is just speeding away, trying to get back and cover some ground, but the problem is the smoke's going to get thrown here, and he's going to have to push through it if he wants to have an angle on this site. He's thinking about it, but BetBoom wanted to think a little bit less about that possibility as they throw that Molotov right in front of the smoke, and another one behind it. So that's effectively helped take this site.
Might not know about Bubble though, because of that Molotov deep into that position, and yeah, there's going to be a few backs turned. Problem is Bubble and Deagle back turns. It's not been great for him in this game, and as you can see, I mean, that's just a hard situation anyway. Some of the best players in the world won't get a single deagle kill from that position in that specific circumstance. But BetBoom do take their 12th. They take it comfortably. Victory Zigzag now have their bye, but BetBoom's star quality is starting to show its hand here.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, though. That was a bit of a different situation with the deagle, and I mean, just trying to capitalize on the smoke fade. Obviously didn't know where he was. He could have pushed up a little bit further and maybe tried to get up close and personal, but either way, it's a tough thing to fight yourself out of. And BetBoom, they are now up 12-9. Rifles back out for Victory Zigzag. They've been very resilient so far and have pushed back the attempted advances from BetBoom on several occasions. And this time, though, Siren gets the opener, an immediate trade from Mups. Mertz, he's going to see the feet. I think he might have spotted them out. No.
Pull it.
Oh, he just had to pull that trigger.
Sure, like people watching that, hardcore Victory Zigzag fans, we were begging for that one, but look at Chiron, he's doing it again. Oh my goodness, straight through Red Room, and he clears out both rotators. One coming from the edge of the B-bomb site, and one waiting outside A. That leaves Bubble last alive. Again, that was a nice strat from BetBoom. They've been pretty slow in their strats so far in this game. Speed has not really been something that they've been considering, but when you change up the pace after being slow all game, at least all half, definitely, on this T-half so far, then that can certainly catch a CT side off guard, and it definitely did. Siren with that opening kill, even though he only got the 1-for-1, that was enough just to alert the possibility of that fast A, and then Chiron pounced on that really good mid-round behind him. He might even get the last kill as well. He does not. Bubble's fighting for his life to save this M4. Fair play to him. But he's being hunted because the money on BetBoom is enough to hunt. Bubble, can he survive? He's walking in all the right places right now to get away. And guess what? He's actually going to Scarper and keep that M4. Well done to him.
Wow, looking through the gaps there is Bubble, but 13-9 for BetBoom. The lead continues to expand. Victory Zigzag, I mean, you could force up here, but you got to talk it over, and that is why they call a timeout. They've used 2 of their 4, so they still have a couple left in the waning moments of this map. But yeah, I mean, Bubble has an A1S, 4K in the bank. He could drop someone, and then the rest could either get A1Ss or buy up SMGs to get some more utils. So I think there's an argument for buying up here. Should they wait a little bit longer is another question.
Yeah, I think it makes sense here. They can half buy and keep BetBoom, even if they lose, which they could even win this round, right? But if they half buy and lose, then it's fine because BetBoom will be on 14. You always feel like you have a glimmer of hope, right?
Yeah.
When BetBoom or any team are on 14 instead of 15, there's at least room for one more error, perhaps. And yeah, they will go for the half buy. 2 MP9s, 2 deagles, and that saved M4. That is most likely, for me, the most common option, and one I would go for probably as well.
Nice headshot there onto Mups. 5v4.
Oh,
what a response from Danis, who gets 2 more. Oh my goodness, nothing for Victory Zigzag here. Danis, the 3K. Groovy, only the MP9 in hand. Nothing else. No utility to help him out here. And you have to imagine that, well, he's either going to try to save or say, you know what, we're going to buy up in the next round anyway and just try and take some guns out of the hands of BetBoom, even though it won't matter that much given how much money they've built up.
Yeah, that was that early nade from Bubble, which is one of the few pieces of utility he had saved over. Yeah, that chunked Zorte down to 54 and Danis to 62. And then Danis just says, screw this. I don't want to get caught off by going 1 by 1 into an M4. And just holds W into the site and takes all 3 headshots. Respect to him. And that's a headshot hit by Groovy as well. But guess what? It's an MP9 versus an AK. And you're going to be losing that one when it's headshot v headshot.
So there it is. 14-9 in favor of BetBoom. The biggest lead of this map is in their hands, and control of it is finally shifting. 4 M4s and an AWP for Victory Zigzag. Over on the other side, well, they're sitting pretty with tons of cash, so they're going to have the 4 AKs. And the op, Kyron's going right through that Molotov, but he's blinded by Groovy's flashbang. Excuse me, I think it was Mertz's flashbang. Groovy gets the frag, propleh finds Nafany, and all of a sudden, Victory Zigzag get aggressive, and they find themselves a couple.
Something to work with, perhaps, because don't forget, they won the first half 8-7. They only won 1 CT round thus far. And have a chance to double that. 5v3. Siren, Zorte, and danistzz. No, should be no risks taken here for Victory Zigzag. They know what they can do, and thankfully, they've got players in exactly the right positions to deal with it. Siren is bottom mid, and he has been heard and spotted out as well. Looking for a little bit of a tap, but can't see anything for now. They're going to keep that 5 intact, and they know that Victory Zigzag, that the smart thing to do here is to not give Siren too much. It's a lovely shot from Siren to at least take mertz out, but you really need at least 3 alive here. You can't afford to be wasting frags, and while mupzg did catch him off guard, Siren caught that headshot beautifully on the adjustment. Thankfully, Groovy was the insurance policy, so they do keep that 3 up. But BetBoom still have so much money to dig into.
Oh, yeah, they do. So they're fine. I mean, they got a full buy again. Victory Zigzag, though, they lost a couple of players, which honestly isn't too bad, considering that they had all 5 players bought up, and they'll be able to afford to reinvest for the round and have another full buy up. So good job by them. That Molotov, uh-oh. Mertz stands it for a little too long, goes down to 60. He's going to get out of there. Nafany eats some util as well, down to 66. propleh, Groovy trying to find a position to hold here to stop the advance of BetBoom, but they found their way into A main. Who's watching that? Mertz, who's already down to 60. Util's almost certainly going to come out. They've got to isolate this position with a smoke or a flashbang. See if they do so. In the meantime, Mup takes down Kyron, and Mertz gets the free frag onto danistzz, who was just a bit ahead of the smoke, excuse me. If he wasn't, then he probably wouldn't have gone down in that fashion. Siren gets a response onto Groovy, and they do still take the space on the A site. He gets the bomb planted. It's up to Siren, and he will not get another frag.
No, he walked into his doom there, that's for sure. 2 players close, holding that angle, and they have exited this scenario, at least with 1 player. Nafany's trying to still a fake toward B. That Molotov towards CT will definitely alert Victory Zigzag to the possibility that that bomb is completely left. And guess what? That 1 Molotov from Nafany is actually brought over 2.5 rotations, because Bobble is still checking mid, and he's still betwixt in between. So that Molotov is enough to maybe, as he comes back through Donut, give Zorte a chance to do something here. But mertz had always stayed around and about in toward Temple. Bomb can be dropped over. This is so far a brilliant idea from Nafany. But problem is, Victory Zigzag are going to double back through Donut. And that's going to be completely unexpected, I feel like. They've spotted 1. This puts so much pressure now on Nafany to at least get 1 and survive. And he's not going to be able to do that. Oh. Zorte is now in a 1v4. Very difficult situation. He's been spotted out. Nice shot, mertz. Great idea in such a disadvantageous situation there from Nafany. But in the end, Victory Zigzag were wise to it.
At least it leads to a bomb plant, and it gave them a great opportunity to come up with a win in a 2v4. Just the shots didn't hit, and then Zorte gets spotted out immediately after Nafany goes down, so he can't even respond with the frag and make it viable for himself. So Victory Zigzag, they get 2 in a row, leads cut to 3, but the extra $800 matters for that bomb plant. It keeps the economy for BetBoom very healthy still, even though it probably still would have been healthy anyway, but you got that little boost that never hurts. BetBoom. Kyron staring down at a smoke. He's going to toss a flash for himself, maybe go out, but it looks like he wants to help Nafany make his way through Snake and out into mid. Nafany looking around, and the pincer attack onto A. Looks like they want to go pretty quick here. Mups has the angle, but he can't hit the shots. Kyron gets the immediate one. Groovy the trade onto Kyron, so good thing Groovy's there, and he's working his way around the Molotov. Great decision, but Nafany expects it, and numbers even at a 3v3. Throughout all this chaos, they have taken the site. Bomb goes down. Nafany loses the fight at the same time Zorte does. So danistzz is their last hope, and he hits a headshot to make it a 1v2. He's isolated 2 1v1s potentially here as well. Molotov goes down onto the bomb. So that means Victory Zigzag cannot defuse it just yet. And there's also a Molotov for Danis. He's going to toss this now. Delay them perhaps even further. Hits the headshot onto Bubble. 1v1. Mertz trying to sneak around the smoke. He's at a disadvantage with the AWP against the rifle. Can't get the defusal. Danis around the smoke. Is he going to clutch this one? It looks like it. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Headshot. What a play from Danis. 26th frag for him. And map point secured by BetBoom.
That is an absolute stellar masterclass of a 1v3 from Danis. Every single thing he did in that one was spot on. I could not have seen a better clutch than that, I don't think, the last 3 months, at least, in all my casts.
Wow.
That was unbelievable. The way he got the first was just a pure aim duel. And then, once he knew the positioning of the final two, the Molotov was great timing. He knew if he threw that Molotov that probably Victory Zigzag are not going to want to wait out that Molotov.
Yeah.
So he goes through it, catches him, and then he knows it's Mertz. He knows it's the AWPer last alive. He hears the scope in the smoke, and then just plays around it to absolute perfection. I've heard good things about danistzz. He may be the more of the unknown quantity on BetBoom. Everyone knows Chiron from VP, Zorte from Fours, Nafni from Cloud9, Siren from Spirit, all the big CIS teams. And danistzz comes from a little mixed team called Boston Crab with his friend Flamey. But he shows why he's so talked about too.
Alright, well, it's not over yet. Victory Zigzag get the opening frag. So 5v4 in the first 20 seconds. Bomb left outside of T-spawn by BetBoom. So you have to imagine they might be thinking about doubling back and going to the B side or vice versa. So no decision made yet. Probably going to go off the next frag that comes through. Zorte boosted up on top of the head of his teammate to get an angle into Catacombs. This is a really nice boost. But I don't know if it's going to yield anything eventually. Are they going to see the toe?
A little bit more to the left, Zorte. Is he pinging the ground there to say go here instead? I think he is. He's pinging the ground to say, listen, slightly over, maybe slightly shallower angle. And he actually does bait out the shot in the end as he jumps across. He most certainly did know. But a kill has come through in the meantime. That was from danistzz once again. Another critical kill to take. Propleh's now under pressure. Daphne has the AWP somehow. Don't ask me how. And Mertz taking Zorte in the meantime means that this is just going to fall apart for BetBoom. Damn, that was a really weird sort of mid-round decision there to just go sort of one by one through cave and long. Even though they've made so much presence outside of A. I say so much, just one jump spot, I suppose. It's not much presence, but you know what I mean. And now Siren has a very difficult clutch to come his way. It was danistzz in the last round, but Siren has to go one better, and he's only got 17 seconds for it. So it might be his best option. Well, he does grab it and does get a kill. mupzg was there for that instant trade frag. So 3 more needed for Victory Zigzag. They've got probably, maybe a hero AK on this round for BetBoom, but not much else. I'll have to see if they decide to force up. But they're not that far away from a possible OT.
Yeah, I would say danistzz could definitely justify the hero AK, but maybe they want to save up for the AWP, and I think that would be the better course of action, and yeah, that's what's going to happen. I like it. You're up 15-12. You don't need to panic. So just take it easy. Go for a very light buy, not even a half buy here. I would even say this is just pistol upgrades and a little bit of utility. A deagle, a Tech 9, and a second deagle is bought up with 2 flashes and a smoke with a little bit of body armor. In fact, a lot of it. 4 players have the body armor for BetBoom.
Yeah, and they're just having a chill. They're doing the classic, what was it? Was it Existence who did it first? I can't even remember. It's so many years ago now. But that little sort of pistol round tactical discussion, sitting around in the kitchen on Inferno, for example, in the apartments. I mean, a little chat round the table, put the kettle on. Decide what you want to do in the next round. There's no kettle on Ancient. It'd be a pretty old kettle, I reckon. That would have to somehow get working somewhere. But yeah, have a quick chat. Try and maybe lure out some of that Victory Zigzag utility, so they have to repurchase it in the following round because their economy's not built up at all. That would be impactful for sure. And guess what? They're going to get a bomb plant out of it as well, which isn't too bad at all. They should be happy with that. It's going to look silly, Zorte being miles away from the action with just a Glock. He may as well throw himself in, but it doesn't really matter either which way. And Ruby in the end will get that kill anyway. So Very well done to Victory Zigzag to get that with all 5. But BetBoom do get their plant, and it rewards them with the best buy possible.
Indeed. Every dollar mattered there, and without the $800, they probably wouldn't have had the full utility here, or at least close to it. Chiron having to settle for a Molotov and a smoke. Other than that, they're looking very nice. 4 AKs and the AWP. Smoke thrown here for Red Room, but immediately Victory Zigzag, they want that mid control, so they push up through a Molotov right towards Khan, and now Chiron cannot get through, so he will have to make sure that that Molotov fades away, and now the smoke as well. Zorte, in the meantime, is throwing some util towards the B site. Bubble, he wants to deny them. He's got a little bit of help from, I believe it's Propleh over in Jaguar, but he's got to come and support him should this push inevitably come through. It looks like BetBoom are setting up for it.
It does indeed. BetBoom still have a couple of map points to work with. The reflash to get Mertz on the line to hold the boost box outside of B. Molotov will force propleh a little bit further away from Nafany there. And they'll take Jaguar in its entirety. Still just lurking around the outskirts of B right now, of course. And Victory Zigzag don't really have any utility left to try and retake or look for information there. They have 1 flash on mupzg. They have a pretty decent belt on mertz, but that's only owned maybe for a plant later on. He will throw his incendiary in right now, but Chiron could have a key to this game right here. Oh no, he whiffs his lines. mupzg ducks underneath the spray of Chiron, and now it's looking ever more difficult for BetBoom. Zorte though, 1 back. danistzz with another. Nafany's creeping forward. He's taken another kill as well. 3 versus 2. 20 seconds and BetBoom are off toward A. But Victory Zigzag could be there as well.
Yeah, indeed. Victory Zigzag, they're both trying to get back to this site. It's going to be almost the exact same time, and Propleh makes it a 2v2. Propleh trying to deny the plant. He won't, but mertz gets the frag onto danistzz. So Zorte, 3 HP and a prayer. Needs to hit his first op shot or he's done. And it is op v op. Who will reign supreme? Zorte misses. mertz pulls out the tech,
wow.
and that'll do it. Victory Zigzag clutch out the round. 14th picked up. We are going the full 30. And one thing to note, what I liked about the fact that Chiron doesn't get the frag, but he gets the information. That's why Nafany is able to readjust, go to Jaguar, expect those 3 players to be there. The rest of his team supports, and they wipe them out. But still, even with that, they don't get the round thanks to a great effort from Victory Zigzag.
Yeah, they had their brains turned on there. They knew as soon as that Nafany got that frag toward the other player rotating in from mid. Actually, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, that extra kill just forced Nafany's brain to say, okay, well, A is the more obvious option now. But even though it was a 2v3, they were there sharpish. Propleh got that important kill, of course. And in the end, even though he... say important kill first off, but then the damage on Zorte, even though he didn't kill the bomb planter, putting down to 3 HP, and Zorte would have had to hit an incredible shot. And it didn't happen. Taking the following as well, but oh, Chiron actually catches Groovy off on a shoulder peek there. Sounds like he was maybe in the midst of looking at his minimap. That's a bit of an error, and look at the damage done to mertz, even though he can't see anything. Sure, mupzg has taken Nafany in the meantime, so another 4v3 for Victory Zigzag to work with. And they're getting ever closer to the possibility of that OT. And mertz has seen another hop across Donut. Surely they know what's coming here.
mertz throws the flashbang. I mean, danistzz is sneaking through here. Okay, he gets spotted out by Bubble. But he's on the site proper. mertz waiting around the corner, lurking with the AWP, and Bubble takes care of danistzz through the smoke. Overtime feels like an inevitability now. Chiron down, Siren as well. We are indeed headed to OT, Travis.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly completely what Victory Zigzag deserve. It's nothing less than they do deserve after their efforts on that half. Of course, in the first half, I mentioned they won that one they won that half 8-7, looking really good going into CT. And then, I mean, you look at the situation. At one point, they were 12-9 down, having won only 1 of those CT rounds, and they woke up, and impressively so as well. That's a great battle. In what was it, 15-11, I believe. So yeah, very impressive.
4 opportunities squandered there by BetBoom. Chiron's going to get the frag onto mupzg. Ruby gets the trade. Propleh playing in cave. He is stuck right now between two Molotovs. He eventually throws a smoke onto one of them. Mertz, in the meantime, is going to get isolated onto the site. BetBoom trying to take advantage of that frag. Bubble goes ahead of the smoke. Get anything? Yes, he is, but he's traded out immediately, streaming to the man edge, and it is a two-man edge, and now no one is left for victory as Nathany gets the last.
Of course, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, Counter-Strike in general. That's just the rule of life, it seems. You're struggling to get that map point done and dusted. You're struggling to take that win. 15-11, 15-12, 15-13, 15-14. You get pulled back all the way to OT, and then you win the first T round of overtime. Absolute classic.
Yeah. I mean, it happens so often. It's just absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. I'd love to see the stats on that to see how many teams have won the round after they had multiple map points in regulation when they get to overtime.
Was it like called like Tarek's Law or something? Because obviously we all know about Zonic's Law. I feel like that was a meme or something that Tarek called that Tarek's Law.
Might have been. It would be the.
Does that ring a bell with anyone in chat? Let me know.
Yeah, chat's gonna have to tell us.
Yeah, because I definitely remember like a little joke about that a while ago. But yeah, one thing just looking at Zorte spinning in spawn, by the way, something that reminded me I was going to mention earlier when I spoke about Zorte and his addition to BetBoom. He has one of the most recognizable styles, I think, in CS in general. Like when you see him play, his mouse movements and how flicky he is, I think he's got pretty low sense from what I understand. Even though it looks like it's pretty high because of how flicky he is. If anyone else was playing on this account, you'd know it wasn't him because it's completely obvious what his style is like when it comes to movement and crosshair placement. And Karan will again, just like the previous round, an early frag in this one. And Nathany, that's awful timing for Propleh, but perfect for Nathany. Another 4v3. Look at the damage they've done to Mertz, spamming him down through the plywood. That is so painful for him.
Oh, he's lucky to be alive now. The nade lands right next to him, and he goes down to 6 HP. But you only need 1 HP with the AWP to get a frag, and a second to fire. Mertz, hoping that he gets that opportunity. But he waits patiently for this smoke to fade. And now BetBoom, they're biding their time. They want to give victory Zigzag a lot to think about, convince them that perhaps they're going to go to the A site. And you see it in their minds like, do we rotate? Do we go back? Are they actually going to come B? One player has already decided to check out what's going on. That's mupzg, so he's got eyes on A. Help us relay the information to his teammates. There's the flashbang thrown. 33 seconds left. Molotov toss. That will keep victory Zigzag at bay. That should secure a plant. That helps even more. Nathany takes down Bubble and gets the second onto Mertz. That is a 4K for him now on the round as he caps it off.
The classic caster cliche phrase, leading by example. That's exactly what Nathany did there. Lovely quad kill from him. Sure, a few of them were low, but he was in the right position at the right time for all of them. And you kind of have to feel that at least 2 on this OT for BetBoom, on this first half of OT, maybe that could be enough. Of course, we saw BetBoom CT side. It's definitely not the best. But if they can clean sweep this 3-0, then I'm all in on BetBoom, I will say. Ruby trying to make that an impossibility. Removing Chiron, and Chiron has often been tasked with that fast mid play, right, to look for that opening pick. It worked the last couple of rounds. This time Ruby stops him in those tracks.
I know Chiron's been a key piece, even though maybe a scoreline might not tell that story. Being -5 in terms of kill death differential, that doesn't matter. He's had a lot of impactful frags and gotten into the face of victory Zigzag and on the flanks, of course, to help his team. BetBoom, man down now. Victory Zigzag are trying to press that advantage. You see them over in Jaguar, 2 players lined up. Maybe some aggression will come through. They haven't done it much. I would say it was more on BetBoom's side. They decided to push out more. Crossfire here. Uh-oh. Is BetBoom going to walk into it? No. They're actually going in towards mid. Siren finds a frag. Propleh gets one onto Zorte. So we might have information that they decided to pass by here. And he's going to wait to see if anyone doubles back. Nathany was thinking about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he did think about it and then do it, propleh still, or bubble, sorry, still in that corner. They only heard one player run away from Jaguar, so that is a critical trade from Siren. Nafny, of course, had no idea that second player was in action, but look at the rotation. They're in the right place at the right time, but danistzz, oh my goodness, he says no! And propleh can't get a single kill from that. You are kidding me. Now it's mupzg. Surely he gets this clutch. It's one bullet on both players. Siren has to play it aggressively, and he does, and that gives mupzg the clutch. Oh, propleh's blushes are spared. Perhaps that's why he's been in the coach role a little bit more recently. That was so rough. But in the end, Victory Zigzag just about glean that one on CTOT.
I mean, look, to his credit, at least he did a lot of damage and got them down very low, and were just one hit and an easy clutch, I would say, for mupzg. But still, yeah, that's rough. I think he probably should have even had both from that position, because they weren't even looking in his direction. Crosshair placement, not the best, and the result is what you see, and that's why it's so important to have your crosshair at the head level, folks. If you want to lesson from that. Either way, 17-16 in favor of BetBoom. They still have the edge despite that round loss. Did overlook the corner. Both players came out looking towards short B instead of looking into that cubby. Let's see if BetBoom can come back here. danistzz gets the opener. Immediate trade by mertz. Kyron's looking over to get on top of this smoke. It was the right idea, and now he gets spammed through it. Nicely done for Victory Zigzag. They do take damage in the process, but it's a man advantage.
Yeah, this could be a huge round to take. Nafny's learned to look for the position of mupzg, and he does take the kill, but goodness me, the damage is so significant. 5 HP to spare. Now Victory Zigzag can just pounce toward A. Zorte has to hit these shots. He's been a little bit bitty in this game, has Zorte. 50-50, sometimes insane, sometimes a little bit caught off guard. He will get his bomb this time. Oh, that's really awkward. That is very awkward. They had to boost to get the bomb back off the ledge. And guess what? Siren's in position to stop that. Stop them from doing that. Oh, no. Can propleh's flank stop this issue from being a big issue? propleh should get one kill in the side. He does. But, of course, now Zorte is very aware of that. And Zorte takes the kill. They're trying to go for kills because of the positioning of the bomb. That has to hurt for Victory Zigzag. The bomb betrays them, and it gives BetBoom map points.
Man, I can't believe the bomb gets taken down there, ends up on that spot. It's so tough to recover, and I mean, yeah, they had to go for the fights at that point. Bomb plant was no longer a possibility, and once you lose one player, it's impossible to get back. Anyway, 18-16 in favor of BetBoom. They are now on map point again. 2 opportunities to close it out with their 5th and 6th. If they need it, maybe they will end it right here and send us over to map number 2, which is their pick of overpass. That's a great start. Siren dropping propleh. Now Siren going to double back to join the rest of his team on the defensive side. And you see them trying to close the gap at A. Kyron gets a trade and he gets a second. Looking for the third, but he's shut down finally. Still a man edge in favor of BetBoom, as Groovy's going to get this bomb planted down to dirt.
Kyron, he's so good at those multi-kills, but this game is not done yet. Bomb down. Oh, it might be done now. Hang on a second. mupzg has to clutch, and Zorte catches him off guard. Well done, BetBoom. Great fight from Victory Zigzag, but map 1 goes in BetBoom's favor, and of course, that is Victory Zigzag's map pick. And John, with Overpass coming up next, tell the tale about how tough that's going to be for Victory Zigzag.
Incredibly tough. I mean, we already talked about the pedigree.